sucker too. So I think we are recording. We're good. So I'm Catherine Ripley, and I am from Virginia Beach, and I am the leader of Fancy Pants. I'm a mentor with LuLaRoe, and I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. The company is only 3 years old, and when I started, there were only 600 consultants, and so I have just watched it grow, and just last year I was on President's Council, and so had the opportunity to really get to know Mark and Deanne and the family. And when they came here for training, they came to my house. And so I really do feel like I'm like part of their family too. I, talk to them on the phone and just really know them and know the true culture of the company and what they stand for and what they back. And I totally believe in the company. So I just wanted to pop on here. I get messages from you all a bunch. Just asking random things and asking like how I grew and, how I got my team to where it is. And I feel like the last 2 weeks, or actually week or so, I have been answering a lot of the same questions with y'all. So I thought I would just hop on here. And I think, it would be great if once a week, and it won't be so last minute, if some of the coaches on our team, or even some of the trainers on the Fancy Pants team, hop on here and kind of do some question and answer. At convention, I did the coaches roundtable, which was kind of like this, where we sat down and asked us questions, typed questions, and no.
You need to be quiet.
Okay, someone needs to mute their phone, y'all. Make sure you mute it, please. And so what I was going to do is kind of talk about some of the questions that I have gotten from you all, a few of y'all on here in the past week, and then open it up to anything. I am an open book, and I will tell you from my experience what has worked for me. I really, I do believe in doing what works for you. Don't compare yourself to others, and don't think just because I do it one way, it must be the right way, because that's not necessarily the case. So I guess I'll go back a little bit. Last Tuesday, I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's been a crazy week. I guess Tuesday, I flew out to Scottsdale, Arizona for a corporate meeting. They pulled the 40 top people in the company all together, and we just talked about the growth of the company, where we're headed, a lot of just some things that are coming up, and it's all amazing stuff. We are growing. And what's crazy is we feel like we're big right now, but we're really not. You all, we're all still in at the top. If you look at us compared to other direct sales companies like Stella & Dodd or It Works or Mary Kay, we're so tiny. We have 33,000 people right now. That's tiny compared to the other ones. And so everyone, I feel like some people are like, there's no way I'm going to get to where you are, Catherine. You just started really early. And that is not true. If I can do it, y'all can do it. And that is kind of my mission now. And my why. I really, when I'm setting the goals for myself and getting my team to set goals, my goals are to teach y'all and to help you, to train you. And that's the same with my trainers on my team, just to be the very best you can be and to grow and, to do your very best. And if I can do it, y'all can do it. So that being said, I am going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we talked about in Scottsdale with Art and Kenny and a whole bunch of the other women there. And Deanne, and we really talked about going back to the basics. I feel like when I joined a year and a half ago, I joined LuLaRoe. I was the first one in Virginia Beach to join, and I didn't know what I was doing. I had never been to a pop-up at all. I actually joined kind of on a whim because, this is the short of it. My mom passed away quickly, and I just went really, really dark. And I needed something. I needed to find my new normal. I needed something that was mine, something for me. I had a 2-year-old and a 1-month-old, and I was just an unhappy girl, depressed, unhappy. And that was just not who I was. And so one of my best friends from college, Julie Cash, write her name down. She's a good one to follow on Instagram or Facebook. And that's part of our upline, y'all. It actually goes Julie Cash, Susan Boylston, Amanda Lucera, and Jillian Ortner, who was just in town for training, and then I don't want to say a no-name girl, but someone who's not active, and then Brittany Hunter, and then Deanne. So really, that's not that far down. And I'm Catherine Ripley. Anyway, so what was I? Oh, so I needed something for myself, and Julie called me and said, Catherine, you should do this. There's no one in your area. I think they'll be really good for you. And I just signed on. Hadn't even seen the clothes, never been to a pop-up or anything. Well, when you signed on back then, you signed on, you paid your money, and your stuff was here in like 3 days. I get all these boxes. I'm like, oh my goodness, what have I done? You know, because I had never been to a pop-up. I was so overwhelmed. But you know what? I created my own way. I got racks and hangers and just kind of created my own way of doing pop-ups. And so one of the big things that we talked about at our meeting in Scottsdale is just going back to the basics. Like, we are here to sell clothes and to make women feel beautiful. And so we talked a lot about our why. And so I'm going to draw this little diagram for you all. We talked a lot about our why. And I know, you know, this isn't, I'm going to be answering a bunch of y'all's questions, but this is very, very important, especially if you haven't done it. This is so important to do for your business. And I feel like the women on my team who are doing the very best are ones that have really taken the time to really dig deep and figure out what their why is. And so basically, I'm going to do 3 circles, okay? So right here, we have our what. Y'all see that? Our what, our how, and our why, okay? And one of the leaders that we were with was just talking about how, you know, people are not buying the LuLaRoe clothes. They are buying our why. They are buying the relationship with us. They are buying a lot of who we are, not just a pair of leggings. And so, you know, it's really, really important. The what, this is called the golden circle. The what right here is every organization on the planet knows what they do. There are products that they sell and services that they offer. The how right here is some organizations know how they do it. These are the things that make them special and set them apart from their competitors. And then your why, which is the bullseye, is the why, and very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's a result. It's purpose, cause, and belief. It's the very reason your organization exists. And so that right there, y'all, is the key, is your why. Why LuLaRoe? Why are you doing this? You know, is it to put food on the table for your family? Is it to find an outlet? Is it to find a group of friends that you connect with? Is it to make women feel beautiful and help them feel like loved and valued? Figure out what your why is. And so I'm like, where's that other sheet? There's a great video that I really, really think is worth watching. It is, write this down, a video from Simon Sinek, S-I-M-O-N, Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, about starting with your why. And so I challenge all of y'all to watch that this week. It's funny. It's good. It's actually great. And a lot of times you'll see it when you go to leaderships and stuff. Kenny, Deanne's son, who's basically like our boss, will play that for us. And it's just really important to do that. And so to help you find, hold on. I'm missing a piece of paper. Hold up. Shoot. I know I have it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're back. Okay. So when trying to develop your why, grab a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't already have it and write this down. You know, a lot of people are like, my why, I don't know what my why is. It's to make an extra $300 a month. Well, I love when people say that because I look at them, I'm like, you make that in one party. That's crazy. So if you're wanting to develop your why, ask yourself these questions. Number 1, what is your purpose, cause, or belief? What is your purpose, cause, or belief? Number 2, what gets you out of bed in the morning? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Number 3, why should anyone care? Why should anyone care? Number 4, why did you join LuLaRoe? Number 5, what are your goals? And number 6, what are your dreams? And I'm just now looking at y'all's questions and stuff on the side. I'll get to those. I really challenge all of y'all to take the time to figure that out and go to your sponsor and talk to them about this, because I really feel like the way I run my team is you need to know your girls and you need to know your sponsor. That's who helps you, who answers your questions and everything. And you can't have a relationship with someone if you don't really know them. So y'all need to get on the same page and also ask your sponsor what her why is, what her goals are. You know, you can learn from each other. And, you know, you might have some great ideas that your sponsor didn't even think of. And I'm sure that she would love to hear your ideas or things that you have seen as well. So that is all about getting back to the start of the business, you know, and starting out, knowing your why and getting started. So I've gone through, that was just a little blurb that I wanted to share with you, just because I think it's so important. And that if you have that, if you are grounded in that, I feel like it's kind of the rock that your business, you know, is formed on. So some of the questions, and if y'all have questions, I'll be looking in the chat bar. But I kind of went through some of the questions that y'all have asked me or that you posted on the little link that I posted on the newbies page. And the first one is, how long before you start making a profit? Well, that just kind of depends on how much you sell and how you want to reinvest. I tell my girls to try their very hardest to put the first 3 to 6 months, put everything that you make back into new inventory, because it's true, you all, the more you have, the more you sell. We start with 300 pieces, and I really think that the sweet spot is 800. I mean, I would say the sweet spot is about 800, and it really is the more you have, the more you sell. So if you can afford to do that, that's fine. If you can't, I feel like a great way to pay back is a $5 rule. So this is super easy. Like what you do is when you order, say you order 100 items and say that's $1,000, and I'm just using like rough numbers. If you want to be putting money like towards your credit card or something, for every item you order is $5. So say you ordered 100 items and it came to $1,000, you could take 100 and times that by 5, so that would be 500. So take 500 of the dollars and throw it to your credit card if you have to do that. But I don't recommend doing that until you get your inventory up and going. And a lot of people, you know, people know if you have a good inventory or not. And so start with the less expensive things, just so you have a lot of quantity. You know, get khaki skirt or order leggings, you know, so it looks like you have a lot, and then branch out to some of the more expensive dresses. That would be, that would be what I would do. And that's what I did do. And then a lot of people, you know, people who say, oh, I paid off my initial investment in the first 2 weeks. Well, you might have made $500 or $5,000, $6,000 the first 2 weeks, but really you need to reinvest your inventory. So, you know, make sure you do that. And I love that you said that the Irma sell like crazy and the smaller sizes, and they do, but also make sure you know how to style things. How to style Irmas all different ways to hit every body type. Like know how to tie it in the back, how to tie it in the side, how to tuck it in and kind of leave the back out, how to, I don't know, some people wear them as a dress with like an extender under it. You know all the different ways of wearing the clothes. And another thing, like with the Julias, I have been selling them like crazy lately just by doing the little knot thing at the waist, you know, where you go up under and kind of like grab a bunch of the, I'll do it right here so you can see. So like grab a bunch like this, see, on the inside, and take a little clear rubber band and just rubber band it right there. And so it kind of cinches. And what's nice is us women that have had babies and have a little bit of extra belly fat down there, you know, it gives it a little bit of a cinch, so it doesn't really hug your tummy as much. And I have been, you know, people who are scared of the Julias are like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You know, so I just take a little bag of those little clear, the others is like the braces rubber bands with me. So really kind of experiment, and you can like YouTube like different ways to wear your LuLaRoe clothes. You can do that. I will say that Patrick does not like you to do crazy things. Patrick would be our designer. He doesn't like you to like take sleeves off of a Nicole and make it sleeveless, or, you know, make your maxi into a crop top. I don't know, like those kind of things. Like really try to wear the item like it was creative. If I tie in it certain ways, it's cute. And like the Carly that came out, y'all, as soon as you get some money, order those. Those are flying, and that is a $30 or $35 profit. What is it? We sell it for $55. We buy it for $25. That is profit, and they are going like this. And when the when winter comes and it starts to get cooler, I have seen people kind of knot it up high a little bit and wear it with leggings. That would be adorable. So keep that in mind as well. Yep, style videos and demonstrations that pop up. That's right. Very, very good. Okay. My next thing was insurance on your inventory. I personally do not have insurance on my inventory, but you can get a rider, and I think on your home insurance that will cover your inventory if you want. I haven't done that, but that's just me. I probably should, because I do pop-ups and online, so I probably do need to do that. And I know a lot of people get it. It's like a few $100, I think, for the year. Someone asked about if there are problems with people taking leggings off porches, or packages off porches. I haven't run into that, and neither have my girls really. We're in Virginia Beach. I do know that some people, just for safety, have put those little cameras, even, I forget what they're called, but they're ones, it's almost like deer spotting cameras, that like once someone like comes across, the camera starts recording, and so you can see like who's coming, if that would make you feel better if you're, you know, on a busy street or feel like you're in an unsafe spot. But I haven't had any problems, and none of my girls have to do it. I have a pretty big team here in Hampton Roads. Do you need a city business license? In Virginia Beach, yes, you do, and you should just call your courthouse and ask about that. It depends on where you live. Next question, vendor events. I know it's so hard sometimes to get in vendor events. You need to think a few seasons ahead. So right now, you would be thinking vendor events for like, probably the Christmas ones are already booked, but Christmas and on. So you have to really jump on them before. And so vendor events, I feel like for me, are more about getting your name out there, passing out cards. I typically don't sell a ton at vendor events, but that is just me. But I will say that you do make a lot of contacts, and you do hand out a whole lot of cards to get your name out there. It's a great place to start if you don't know anyone in a new area. If you miss a call, what do you do? Well, technically, I think that you're supposed to wait. But I tell my girls to call, or how many people are on this call? 30. I'll tell y'all. If you miss your call, send me a message, and I will get you on. Send me a Facebook message with your name and your ID, and say, I missed my call. Can I please get a call? And I will pass that to a person that will be calling. As far as when they make their calls, they're open from 9 to 5, I think, California time, but they do have early hours. And so for our time here on the East Coast, they open at 9 our time, so 6 their time. And I feel like that's a great time to get through. So they'll start doing calls then, and you can probably get a call up until 9 o'clock East Coast time. Make sure you have your phone on you. How do you check where you are in the queue? I think on the QB page there is, and honestly, I'm not really sure. Maybe someone can answer. Oh, I like the doorbell thing. Have any LLC clients come shop at your house? Or do you have to have an LLC to have clients come shop at your house? Tiffany, no, you don't have to have an LLC, but in your business license, don't say that you're going to have shoppers come in your house. Because it's not going to happen all the time, but sometimes they'll fight you on if they think that you're like a shop. Like what you consider shoppers coming to your house is not like a full shop. So don't say that you're going to be selling out of your house. I'm not telling you to lie, but I just would not do that. Yes, please mute your phones or computers so we can hear. Has the wait time changed? I think that it is still 8-ish weeks. I did see that one girl got her call like 6.5. But the way they do it, which is, I can see why it would be frustrating for some of y'all, but they take the list and they divide them up. And so girls just hammer out their list. And so if someone has 10 people that don't answer, then someone from like a later date is going to get called. So it's really just kind of luck with the draw, which is the one was saying it was like a lottery. It's not really a lottery, but everyone has like different lists. And so they're supposed to be going at the same pace, but sometimes people don't answer their phone, I guess. Shipping overseas. We are allowed to ship to APOs, but we are not supposed to ship just overseas to anyone. We are not selling overseas. Like, we can't be a rep overseas yet. They say that that is 3 to 5 years out, and the company will explode once that happens. And I know that they are working on that for sure. And so you can ship to APOs. So, and it's super easy. It doesn't cost any more. So that's great. How to get your name out there when you're first starting? Well, definitely do the 72-hour game plan. And I think that I taught the 72-hour game plan to this crew earlier. And, I'm sure that you've heard it a bunch on webinars and stuff with Deanne and home office. But the 72-hour game plan is crucial. So go ahead and do that and get your, 5 different sections of 10 names each. Kind of start going through those names. And really, I think the best thing to do is to wear LuLaRoe every day, have your business card, and stick on there like 10% off your first purchase. Hand your business cards out, and don't be afraid if people say, like, no thanks. I was so afraid of rejection, I think, when I started. And that was kind of, I don't know, I just felt like people would be like, you're crazy. I'm not having a party for you. And I do get some no's. I got some no's from some of my good friends. So you never know where their no is coming from. Like, maybe they have an old dog that smells, or they don't want to clean their house, or their kids are crazy and they don't want to, like, have a babysitter. I don't know. So it's not like they're saying no to you personally, like they don't like you. So you just have to just keep on going and just remember that it's not a personal thing that they're saying no. And a lot of times their no isn't a solid no. It's like a no, not right now. Because I have had girls that have said no that have come around and like, oh my gosh, I see these leggings everywhere. Okay, now I'm ready to host a show. What did Angela say? Cindy, some cities have people take their business license through zoning. Yeah, you don't want to get caught up with zoning. Oh, you work for a zoning office. Huh, Angela. Where is Angela on here? Oh, hi. Great. Pretend like you didn't hear anything that I said. I know. Are you in Virginia Beach? You're muted. Hampton. Yeah. See, we did have a girl get a cease and desist here in Virginia Beach because of porch pickup, but she was doing a lot of, clearly, someone told on her clearly. But I just keep like a rubber box out kind of in the corner, and I don't have any problems. Primarily online. Yeah. So just make sure you just really don't want to get caught up with zoning. And actually, the people are pretty nice because when I didn't know this, because I was new, no one told me this, when they're like, are you going to be selling out of your house? I was like, well, I'll have some pop-ups in the house. And the girl was like, oh, you're not selling out of your house, right? Oh, no. And so, let's see phones, y'all. All right, the next thing is what do I do if I am not good at Facebook? Well, you can learn. It's really, really easy. You don't have to be, there's someone who is super, super staticky. If y'all could all make sure your phones are muted. of Cindy, and you couldn't lie. You're right. If she specifically asked you, you couldn't lie. That's fine. But you know, you're not going to just be selling out of your house. I don't just sell out of my house. Actually, I do maybe one house like home sale where people come here like for a party, maybe once a month. Me personally, I do online and I do pop-ups. I'm a pop-up girl. I do lots of pop-ups because I think that that's where you get your loyal customers. So back to not being Facebook savvy, that is totally fine. Honestly, the company was started as a pop-up company where we take the clothes and we have a gathering of women and it's just a fun night and doing the in-home pop-ups. And so I really think that I grew my business that way. That's how I've become successful, is by doing pop-ups. And I was doing 3 a week when I first started. I hustled like crazy, and they say to give it a good 90 days. No, I did not miss that. So link to check your SKU status. I do not have that link, but I will post it. Or if anyone has the link to check your SKU status, if you could post it, that would be great, because I personally don't have it. So the whole Facebook thing, I've had a few women join my team who did not even have a Facebook when they first started. And can I tell you right now that they started with pop-ups, and they're like, well, we just want to add a VIP page because all those women buying from me at pop-ups, you know, are asking, now that they know their sizes, they're asking to shop online. So we just started with a small VIP page with them, and I walked them through how to set it up, and they're rocking their VIP groups now. They all, they have all picked like a solid day. They say consistency is key. So to have the day that is your VIP, don't just randomly do VIP sales. Like mine's Sunday night. Like I have a sale going on right now on my VIP page. And so Sunday night is when I always do it. And every once in a while I do multi-consultant sales, but you all, that is not your bread and butter. Multi-consultant is used just to push the product. That's not forming relationships with women. Something that Art told us is there are customers and there are clients, you know, and you don't want someone just to buy from you once. You want them to come back to you. You want them to have an impact on them. And the multi-consultant, I feel like, is a lot more just pushing the product, not the relationship. The online launch, just moved to a new city and I know no one. This is recorded, Katie. For an online launch, I would do an invite. Don't just put it on your Facebook page that you're doing it. I would do an invite and invite people, and then also I would make some calls. I would call people because people want to kind of feel VIP. They don't like mass text and mass emails to come. Like, take the time to actually reach out to them and ask them to, you know, invite a few friends to your online launch. Like, talk about why you started LuLaRoe and what the company means for you. So connect with them personally and get them excited about it, you know. And make sure for your online launch, keep posting every day, like, post pictures of the different styles you're going to have. And pictures of real people in clothes. Pictures of you in the clothes, like you with your children. The whole thing is you need to treat your VIP page kind of like a blog that you sell clothes on. People want to know you. They want to know you. You don't want it just to be a place where you throw your clothes up there to sell. You need to, like, write, you know, things about your life, about your kids, post pictures. They want to see your everyday life. They feel like they know and connect, which goes back to your why, know and connect who they're buying from. Can everyone please mute? There's a lot of background noise. Everyone please mute. Let's see, have I missed any questions besides the one where the fancy can't for your number, the update is? I feel like those come out in email. But honestly, I feel like I do so much on the other end, I'm not totally in tune with you newbies. I'll do training and stuff, but as far as where you are in line, and I don't get on the QB calls, I probably should, just to see like what they're teaching y'all, but I don't. Let's see. I don't think I have. Oh, another thing is I was asked if I had to pick what would I do as far as selling. Do pop-ups, online, like what do I think is like the best? Well, it really depends on who you are and what area you're in. But I will say that I probably sell now equally on both. And I will pick the pop-up. The key is hostess prep, you all. Your hostess is your biggest asset. So don't just think that you can like throw them the hostess letter and create a Facebook event and that's it and show up. Like you can't. You really need to connect with your hostess, you know, do the Facebook event and every few days like add some pictures of the styles they're going to be. And then another thing that's really cool that I haven't done, but some of the girls and who I was on President's Council with did that was really cool is they kind of did a video in the invite. And I'm not exactly sure how they did that. It was like, hey guys, I'm so excited to see you at the party at Emily's house. I'm going to have so many awesome things. There's a new box coming in with bright new patterns and prints, and y'all are going to be the first ones to see it. Like stop by from 6 to 9, and we look forward to seeing you. Right? So something like super easy like that, but so they can see you and feel like they have a relationship or like a connection with you. So for me, it's all about hostess prep. If y'all can mute your phones, that would be great. It's all about hostess prep, and then I tell them also that I want it to be successful for them. I want them to get a lot of free clothes. And so for every 10 things they sell, they get a freebie. And I'm very generous with my freebies. I always round up. And if they have 4 freebies and they want all Amelia's, then I let them have all Amelia's. And then sometimes they'll pick all leggings. So I feel like it's a total wash. But I am very generous. I really believe the more you give, the more you get. So posting, yeah, the Facebook group, post to the Facebook group with the styles, and also on PicMonkey is a free editing an editing site where you can create, they have basically the pictures in the back office under assets, and then you just put in like the hostess's name, the time, the address, and like the phone number, and you can send that to her as well, to send to her friends who don't have Facebook, or to email out, or to print out and like post around like their complex, their apartment complex around the neighborhood, or put in people's doors. And then also what I do for my girls or for my hostesses is I take a picture of that with my cell phone and send it to them as a text. I'm like, here, text your friends and tell them to come. And so really the whole key is getting your hostess on board. And sometimes if it's a local hostess and she doesn't have LuLaRoe, I give her like a pair of leggings or something beforehand just to try and wear it so she can kind of, you know, rave about how amazing they are. So that's kind of what I do for prepping for my parties for sure. And then as far as online, creating your VIP group like a blog, I mean, treating it like a blog where they get a little glimpse into your inside life. They want to see the real you. It doesn't have to be like amazing all the time. Like sometimes, I mean, the fact that I haven't met any of y'all and I'm doing a call where I look like I don't even have any makeup on. It's been a crazy day. But they want to see the real you. This is real life. And, you know, we're having fun. We just love making women feel beautiful. Let's see. Tiffany said, oh, that's all about the cuties. So I kind of touched on a bunch of my things. I would say the top 3 things right now for y'all to do before starting your business would be wear LuLaRoe every day. Like make sure you're wearing it. And even if you're a plain girl, and I was a plain girl too, like some of the patterns and prints were just too crazy for me, like pop outside of your box and wear those patterns and prints, because those are the things that people comment on. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, that dress is amazing. It's so pretty. You know, and you can say, oh, it's LuLaRoe, and actually I'm sorry. And then have your cards. Go ahead and get your cards made. And so wear LuLaRoe every day. Post something on Facebook or Instagram. It doesn't have to be LuLaRoe, but just post pictures of you like wearing the clothes or doing things with your family where you have the clothes on. And if you want to hashtag it, go ahead. But just so people are seeing you and getting used to seeing you, so it's not like as soon as you start your business, they're like you know, all of a sudden active. So start becoming active right now. And then, of course, have business cards on me to pass out at all times. I was kind of shy when I first started and didn't, I was kind of going up to people and passing out cards. I was just looking at the questions, passing out cards, but now I feel like, you know, if I make eye contact with someone that's wearing cute leggings, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your leggings. And they're like, oh, thank you. I'll say, you know, I told the girls with my card, 15% off your first order. If y'all could, whoever has a screaming child, if you could please mute your phone. Morgan, was that you? All right, let me see. I think, another question is how do you keep everything straight? And the time management is for a whole nother day. I have found some great tips for time management so you don't get overwhelmed. Y'all, please mute your phones if you haven't. Please mute your phones. Thank you. Maria or Mariah, that would be great. So I set days for online and I set days for pop-up. I set days for online and days for pop-up. So it just keeps it separated. And then also when people ask you to do pop-ups, y'all, don't say, oh my gosh, I have the whole month of September open. No, don't say that. Be like, I have these 3 dates open and I'm booking fast and I'd love to get you on one of those dates. So let's hammer down a date. I want to get you on the books ASAP. You know, because that's kind of creates an urgency, and the whole thing is creating urgency. That's why our shows are only an hour and a half, to create that frenzy of urgency of like, oh my gosh, like she's grabbing those, I need to grab those. And so, I mean, Morgan, you know, right? Like when you have everyone there at a time, it's just women, it's like human nature. It's just how we roll. Like, well, if, oh my gosh, if she loves all those leggings, oh my gosh, I better like try a few pairs too. Or she's getting her little girl that dress, I'm going to get mine one too. So, you know, I will do one on time management because it is very easy to feel overwhelmed with everything. And so it's important just to kind of block out time and be committed and to stay on those blocks. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do y'all have any other questions for me? I know that was kind of a whirlwind of information, but if you really, I'm going to post this, but really it's important to go back to knowing your why, and that's the foundation of your company, and that's the foundation of your business. See, what are the most important items to buy while waiting in the queue, especially for pop-ups, etc.? Well, your sponsor should send you a list, and if they don't, I can post it, or it's actually posted in Fancy Pants too, I think. But the most important things to buy, besides your business cards, are some racks, and you can get them, the rose gold ones, at the promo site, or you can just order some on Amazon. And I have done the double racks, but me personally now, double racks were kind of hard for houses that were like broken up or smaller. And so I personally just do single racks because you can put them up against a wall. And make sure you get the industrial grade ones because you want them to be sturdy, and the collapsible ones. So I would probably start out with 2 of those. And then I would also get some of the non-slip hangers. And I think that Costco has the best deal on those. So get a bunch of non-slip hangers. And then I use the big, giant IKEA bags. That's what I use to transport my stuff. And you can order, if you don't live near an IKEA, you can order those online. It's like 12 for $10 or something. And so that's what I use for transporting the stuff. And then I do not hang my maxi skirts. I keep them in 31 bags, but people will keep them in really any kind of bag. I went ahead and I had done cheaper bags when I first began that were like really cute straw, like round. They looked good, but they were not durable at all. So I went ahead and spent the money and just got black, the large 31 bags. But I will say that a girl on my team that just signed said that basically she found the exact same ones at Walmart. No lie, same size, same depth. that had like the handles. And so I set those on the sofa. And so I have one, and then I print off like the card that says extra small. So I have extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, and I put them on the sofa because I really don't want people sitting down at my pop-up. I want them up and shopping. And so I put all the maxi skirts there. I've seen cute ideas where people have done like old suitcases with the leggings and stuff, but honestly, people like pick through them. So I always do the leggings either on the coffee, like clear the coffee table, put them on the coffee table, or on like a club chair and just kind of lay them across so all the patterns and prints are, out for everyone to see. And I do try to put tall and curvy on one side of the room and one side on the other just to keep them separate. I've made the mistake of putting them in two club chairs together and it's a disaster. Don't do that. The other thing is when you go to a pop-up, make sure the food is kind of around, like the food and drinks are around where your clothes are, because you don't want everyone hanging out in the kitchen where the food is and not at your show. So try to make it all together. And even if you're at a huge house and can spread out, try to keep your stuff together because you don't want any of your people to miss anything. So maybe just have it in 2 rooms versus like all 4 rooms, It's kind of, again, it creates that like frenzy of like want what people, need. Also, once we get our initial onboarding package, what other styles do you recommend we start carrying? The Carly, of course. The Carly is flying for me, y'all, flying. I'm trying to think. I need to look. My biggest sellers right now, I don't know. My biggest sellers are leggings, of course, the Carly, the Julia, and it's because I've been doing that little tie thing, so I'm hitting like all body types when everyone thought it was kind of the skinny girl dress to begin with. And I'm trying to think what else is I fly through Amelia's, me personally, but that's because I wear Amelia's. And so I would say Amelia's great, but I will say that Nicole is the most, I think that comes in the package now, but then Nicole is really, really popular and looks the best on every body type, and also some more reasonably priced dress. Any tips for owning multiple businesses along with LuLaRoe? Can I share a website with links for separate shopping groups? You cannot, I do not believe that you can sell both things at the same time. I mean, you can, but you can't do a pop-up where you have both things. I might be wrong. I can double check on that for you. But I know a few of my girls sell like Rodan and Fields as well, or they sell like It Works and LuLaRoe, but they don't do parties together. They keep it totally separate. The better to get the leggings add-on. Yes, go ahead and add the leggings on. You want the leggings. Those bring people in the door. Granted, the markup on that, probably the worst out of everything, because it's only, I don't know, $10, $15. You buy it for $10.50 and sell it for $25. Oh, another thing that I wanted to hit on, y'all, is the pricing, the MAP pricing. You need to just own up to the pricing and just be comfortable with the pricing. Like, it is priced correctly. And these people who think that they should just discount all the time, your customers are going to become accustomed to that. And you're just losing money. This stuff sells. I fly through stuff. I easily do. Yikes. Did you hear that thunder and lightning? Oh my gosh. I usually do 10 to 12,000 a month when I'm not even trying to cruise qualify. Like, people buy this stuff and I give a lot away, but I don't do all these crazy discounts all the time. Like, I just did a back to school show where I did, all kids $5 off because I did it, back to school. But I really do not discount. I own the MAP pricing even in my pop-ups. The one thing that I will do is say I was doing a show for Morgan, and I'm like, Morgan, what's your favorite dress? And Morgan says, oh, the Nicole's my favorite dress. And I'm like, yo, the Nicole's Morgan's favorite dress, $5 off Nicole today, $5 off the Nicole's. Or, excuse me, if you need to push something, if you have a plethora of a certain style you need to push, then a few dollars off. But these girls drive me crazy. They always sell leggings for like $20. Like, that's so stupid. I have seen people, resources for inventory management. Resources for it. There's an inventory checklist for sure. Some people do stuff in QuickBooks. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, the girls that have been doing it for a while that are on here, you're really good at the very beginning about doing inventory, and then you kind of fall off. Audrey does, have what we sell, and we get an end of the year report for taxes as to what we sell. So that's one way to kind of keep track of it. But if you are a numbers person, there are definitely spreadsheets and stuff out there for inventory tracking. I'm horrible. I don't do that. I have seen people posting sales and discounts on their VIP page, which I know is a no-no. What do we do if we see other consultants doing those things? It is, on VIP pages, you're not allowed to say leggings for $20. You need to sell for max pricing. Technically, the new P&P is about to come out, but right now you can private message people and say that you are running a sale if you want, but again, that's stupid. You're just losing money yourself. But if you see that, you can email compliance, and we have a very active compliance department. Or you can tell your upline if you see people, selling for less online, and it has to be written out, selling for less. At a pop-up, if Audrey is down, what do you use? Oh, Tiffany. If Audrey is down, what do you use? Well, you can either write it by hand, old school style, or, Morgan, should I even go there? No. Write it old school. Write it down. And just be like, I'm so sorry, our system is down. We're doing an update. And can I take your information? We actually, Audrey is new, and so it was not super new, but kind of new. And so there are still some glitches, but I promise they have pulled in some very high-tech people. They are paying big money to get this thing up and going. And so you just need to have faith in it. And honestly, the people who have problems are the people who don't really use it use it as much. I feel like the more you use it, the less problems you have, for sure. Oh, that's awesome. Cindy, your husband built you an Excel document that has inventory and expenses. If you want to share that on the QBs page, that would be awesome. Does Audrey keep up with inventory you sell? Yes, it does. It does track everything that you sell, so it's nice to be able to go back and look. So you can go back through Audrey, and at the end of the year, you get a report saying what you sold. Square or PayPal? Yeah, Tiffany, I do have Square as a backup. Morgan, sorry. I do have Square as a backup. I do. But you know what? It's because when I first started, that's what we used with Square. We didn't have an Audrey. So, and I still have my account. What you can do is if Audrey's not working, you can use Square as a backup. You can log it in as cash under Audrey, because the whole reason why you want to always use Audrey is because they pay our sales tax for us. So if you're not using Audrey, then you're responsible for that sales tax, and you just don't want to get in trouble with the law. Yes, make sure everything goes through Audrey in the end. Seriously, they'll come and get you. Are you going to bed? This is my little nugget. Can you say hi to all my friends? Hi. Can you tell what your name is? Catherine. This is Sarah Catherine. Are there any other questions? I hope this has been helpful. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You can't hear anything at all? Can y'all hear? Yeah? I love you too. All right, well, are there any other questions for me? I'm just so excited for y'all. LuLaRoe has changed my life, not just financially, but just my marriage and my confidence, and I'm a better mom. I just feel like it's so amazing for your children to see you. Like, it cheers me up to see you providing and you working, like, being a mom is hard work, and I feel like it's sometimes thankless, you know? I mean, you're just doing, like, you're feeding them and, like, doing laundry 24/7. And I just really feel like I have done a fun jar with my kids, and I've gotten them involved. When I get boxes, I have a 3-year-old, and Matthew is 6, and we open a box, and, you know, little boys like to throw everything. There's no throwing in the house unless we get LuLaRoe. And I open the box and I pull stuff and I toss it to him across the room. And I'm like, Lola, Lucy, you know, he puts them in piles for me. And, you know, then they get to sort the sizes. I'm like, all right, put all the S's here, all the M's here, you know, and then I get him to count them. And so he's helping me, and he gets paid to help me, you know, kind of like allowance or like chore money, but it goes into like a bucket that's called like the fun money bucket. And then when I go to shows, because a few times, and I felt so bad at the very beginning, they're like, oh, Mom, you have another show. Why can't you be home with us? It just, you know, kind of tugs at my heart. And so now they say, oh, I always call on my way home, and they're like, how many pieces did you sell? And if I say like 32, they're like, that's awesome. And I give them $1 per piece that I sell to put in their fun bucket. I mean, honestly, you're going to do that stuff with your kids anyway. But, you know, every like month or so, we can go and look in the fun bucket and be like, oh, do you want to go to like Busch Gardens today with like the fun bucket money? So it gets them involved and gets them excited for you. I feel like that's a really cute idea. But I just know with my marriage, it's been amazing, you know, to be able to provide and for my husband to see how much I have grown and how much I have done. It's been awesome. And I know a bunch of my girls would say the same thing. And a bunch of our husbands have all become friends. And my husband was not on board, y'all. Like, he was not on board at the beginning at all. He wanted me home at night. He wanted me, you know, he was providing. I was working for my dad. He has a construction company, which I basically stopped working there. But we were fine. I needed LuLaRoe for me. I wasn't really doing it as a financial thing for our family. But it has been just such a blessing in so many ways. And so I'm so excited for all of y'all to get started. And please reach out to any of us. I'm Kathleen Ripley. You can friend me on Facebook. My coaches on my team are Sarah Winstead and Tatiana Hill and Erin Raffhold, and all of us, like, reach out to all of us. Erin actually just quit her job, so all 3 of us are stay-at-home mommies and do LuLaRoe. Well, I still work for my dad a little bit. I can't totally give up on the family business, but we are here for you, and we want you to succeed, and we are an open book, and I feel like if I learn, like the way for me it works, if I learn a trick or something that really helps me and helps my business, I want to share it with y'all. It's not something that I keep to myself. I want y'all to do well, and I know you can do it. And you just have to believe in yourself and have the confidence in yourself and just keep on going. It's like you start off slow, you keep on a little bit more every day, and then you get up and you're like, oh, I can do this. I can do it, and it's awesome. So I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me on this call, and we'll have to do this again. Y'all can shoot me some topics you want to hear about, and I look forward to having you on our Fancy Pants team. Yay! Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks.
Bye.